We're starting our broadcast with the overall numbers as far as coronavirus is concerned. On your screens right now, the active cases right here. Take a look at this graph. It's an upward graph, but down from the highs that we've been reporting, which is a good sign. 7,29,243 is the latest count. The number of deaths that have clocked in, we're getting you this particular graph as well. Down from the highs again, but still an upward spike, 3,86,713 as of today. Let's get you the number of recoveries too. They look quite stellar. It's an upward graph, but that too is down. That's not good news. Although it is an upward spike, which is good news, but it's down from the highs that have been reported over the past few months. 2,87,66,009 are the recoveries in India. Also, let's bring you an encapsulation. Here, the figure to note is the active cases, 7,29,243. Still a figure which should be a matter of concern, and nobody can let their guard down. As India registers 58,419 new cases in the last 24 hours, let's now take a look at the top 5 states recording the highest number of cases. Let's begin with the top. Kerala seems to be the number 1 here. 12,443. This is data compiled by the Data Intelligence Unit of India today. We've got Maharashtra next at 8,912, followed by Tamil Nadu at 8,183. That gets followed by Karnataka at 5,815, and then comes Andhra Pradesh at 5,674 cases. So this is an encapsulation of the number of cases and the highest tally at the moment of the states across the country. And amidst the fears of a possible third COVID wave, the UP government has announced that the curfew is going to be reimposed in districts reporting over 500 cases. However, as new cases continue to dip, the state government has relaxed COVID norms. Shops and malls open till 9 p.m. on weekdays, I beg your pardon. Restaurants can open with 50% seating capacity. Maximum of 50 people will be allowed at weddings, other functions, both open and enclosed places. Cabs, taxis, auto rickshaws, e-rickshaws, other forms of public transports are now going to be resuming, but with restrictions. As per the revised guidelines, night curfew is going to be relaxed by another 2 hours from tomorrow, while weekend lockdowns are going to continue. Movement of vehicles will not be permitted between 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. Our COVIDiots in India are inviting the third wave. The COVID cases are declining, the positivity rate is dropping, but people are back to thronging markets and flouting COVID norms openly. They've forgotten that the second wave happened and the kind of hassles that they had to face in the second wave. Have we just as a country not learned any lessons whatsoever from the devastation that the second wave ended up causing? Are these COVIDiots giving an open invitation to the third wave? Our next report tells you more.
Bustling markets, frenzied vendors, and no masks in sight, even if you have binoculars. These are images from across the country, despite the threat of a third COVID wave. As cases and positivity rate decline and cities reopen, people are back to thronging the markets, throwing all caution and COVID protocol to the wind. In India's financial capital, Mumbai, a massive crowds were seen at vegetable markets. Most of the customers and shopkeepers were seen without masks and openly flouting all COVID norms. Listen in to their bizarre defense for not wearing a mask.
कैसा है, कस्टमर को 30 रुपीज बताएगा तो कस्टमर को 20 रुपीज सुनने आता है, थोड़ा दिक्कत होती है।
बोलो वैसा मरने से बेहतर ऐसे मर जाना ना, क्योंकि सांस रुकती है, वो भी तो खतरनाक है ना। आप किधर है? अच्छा।
From Mumbai to Bhopal, different cities, but same old apathy towards the pandemic. As our camera rolled in this busy vegetable market in Bhopal, people started hiding their faces. Most were seen without a mask, and what followed were more strange excuses.
मास्क नहीं लाया, घर से बुलिया छुट के आए सामान लेने दुकान के लिए।
ऐसा मास्क पैसे नहीं है, मास्क कहाँ से पहने यार? पैसे ही नहीं है भाई साहब। हाँ तो पैसे दो जब तो मास्क पहने।
in the national capital were not far behind. At Okla's vegetable market, thousands of Covidiots decided to flout norms despite the capital suffering weeks of death and devastation during the second wave. Experts have already warned that the third wave could hit India in 6 to 8 weeks. But Covidiots seem to have forgotten how the second wave wreaked havoc all across the country. And their irresponsible behavior seems like an open invitation to the third wave. With Pankaj Upadhyay and Ravish Pal, Bureau Report, India Today.
A fresh row involving yet another land deal by Ram Mandir Trust in Ayodhya has erupted. Aam Aadmi Party MP and leader from Uttar Pradesh, Sanjay Singh, has claimed that there is another land scam involving the temple trust. According to the Aam Aadmi Party MP, an individual named Deep Narayan Upadhyay bought a piece of land for 20 lakh rupees and sold it for 2.5 crore rupees. The measurement is 890 square meters. According to the property circle rate, which is the minimum rate of the sale decided by local authorities, the value of this land was estimated at 35.6 lakhs. It's claimed that the rate of this land was 4,000 per meter, but it was sold to the temple trust for 28,090 per square meter. The opposition Aam Aadmi Party and Samajwadi Party have accused the BJP of direct involvement in the scam and sought a CBI probe into the details.
अपना पेट काट के लोग प्रभु श्री राम के मंदिर के लिए चंदा दे रहे हैं, लेकिन उस मंदिर के निर्माण में अगर रोक लगी है तो बीजेपी नेताओं की चंदा चोरी की वजह से। ये एक जमीन खरीदी है भारतीय जनता पार्टी के मेयर ऋषिकेश उपाध्याय के भतीजे दीप नारायण उपाध्याय ने। ये जमीन 20 फरवरी को खरीदी गई और इस जमीन का दाम है 20 लाख रुपए। ये 20 लाख रुपए में खरीदी गई 35,60,000 की ये जमीन। 11 मई को यही जमीन बीजेपी के नेता ने, मेयर के भतीजे ने 2.5 करोड़ रुपए में राम जन्मभूमि ट्रस्ट को बेच दी।
There is no stopping to the controversies related to the Ram Janmabhoomi Trust and its purchases around Ram Janmabhoomi for the land. The new controversy evoked when Aam Aadmi Party leader Sanjay Singh leveled some serious allegations for the 2 new lands bought in Ayodhya. India Today is reporting from Ayodhya, and that particular land based in the locality of Ramkot. Cameraman Neeraj Kumar showing you the current visuals from here. This is that particular land in Ramkot, which was purchased by the nephew of Ayodhya mayor at a price of around 20 lakh. And after 3 months, the same land was sold out to the Ram Janmabhoomi Trust. If you see the vicinity, the land comes in the vicinity of Ram Janmabhoomi, and Ram Janmabhoomi is hardly 500 meters from this particular spot. And left side of me, if you see this, there is a Kanak Bhavan, another pious and religious spot for the people of Ayodhya. So this land has its value, has the religious essence, has the essence of Lord Rama, but controversy regarding this particular land and another land of Ayodhya, which was sold out at rupees 1 crore, is raising questions on the trust. Therefore, no reply has come so far from the trust, as opposition parties are taking pot shots at the state government, BJP and trust for playing with the sentiments of Ram Bhaks. With cameraman Neeraj Kumar and Banbir Singh, Samar Srivastav for India Today.
The infighting in Punjab Congress seems to be worrying the top brass now. Sources tell India Today that party interim President Sonia Gandhi is going to be holding talks with Punjab Chief Minister Amrinder Singh. Navjot Singh Sidhu, along with 5 other Punjab Congress leaders, will also come to Delhi next week. Amrinder will arrive in Delhi tomorrow for his second visit to the national capital in the last 1 month. Sonia's meeting to resolve the crisis comes after a 3-member committee headed by Mallikarjun Kharge submitted its assessment report to the party high command after holding talks with the party leaders. Amarinder's meeting with MP Pratap Singh Bajwa, a strong critic of the state government, has also added to Congress's woes. With only 8 months left for the state assembly polls, Congress leadership is trying tooth and nail to resolve the rift between the state's Chief Minister Amrinder and party's most popular Neta Sidhu. Fresh trouble emerged for the Congress government in Punjab after the state cabinet decided to give government jobs to the sons of two Congress MLAs. The move has been strongly criticized by the Shiromani Akali Dal, which has termed the decision unconstitutional and illegal. However, CM Amrinder Singh has justified this move, said that the jobs have been given on compassionate grounds and it was a recognition of sacrifices that were made by the grandfathers of candidates. On Friday, the Punjab cabinet decided to appoint Arjun Pratap Singh Bajwa and Bhisham Pandey to the posts of Inspector in Punjab Police and Naib Tehsildar in the Revenue Department, respectively. Both of them are sons of Congress MLAs and their grandfathers were killed by terrorists in the year 1987.
जो देश वास्ते कुर्बानी दिंदा है आई थिंक वी कैन नेवर फॉरगेट इट जिथे ताई होया अपने पंडित अपने पांडे जी का या होया अपने बाजवा साहब का ते इन्हों ने अपनी कुर्बानियां दित्तियां सी अपने देश वास्ते एंड अगर अकाली दल या आम आदमी पार्टी जो क्रिटिसाइज करती है वो मैनू अपने पार्टी चो दस देन किसी बंदे नू मैं उन्होंने भी दे दूंगा अगर वो दिता है मैं भालने की कोशिश की पर ना अकालियां से आया मैनू कोई ना मैनू आम आदमी पार्टी से आया जो देश वास्ते अपनी कुर्बानी दी है।
इसमें ऊपर तक कांग्रेस मिली हुई है क्योंकि मीटिंग तो दिल्ली में हुई है उसके बाद ये नौकरियों का सिलसिला शुरू हुआ। जिन किसानों की खुदकुशी होगी, जिन किसानों ने शहादत दे दी, जिन किसानों के साथ वायदा था, जिनको तर्स की जरूरत थी, उन पे तो तर्स कोई नहीं।
यदि आज भी घर च दो एक विधायक एक सांसद है उत्ते तुसीं नौकरी दे रहे हो तरस दे आधार ते तरस ते तुहाडे सरकार दी बुद्धि दे अंदर दुखद है। मेहनतकश नौजवानों का हक छीनिया जा रहा है। पंजाब दे बेरोजगार युवकों की छाती ते मूंग दली जा रही है।
In what marks the first major outreach to initiate political process in Jammu and Kashmir, Prime Minister Modi is going to be chairing a meeting of all political parties of the Union Territory on 24th of June. The meeting is going to be held amidst huge speculation on the return of statehood of Jammu and Kashmir. Take a look.
संकल्प प्रस्तुत करता हूं कि ये सदन अनुच्छेद 370(3) के अंतर्गत भारत के राष्ट्रपति द्वारा जारी की जाने वाली निम्नलिखित अधिसूचनाओं की सिफारिश करता है। भारत के राष्ट्रपति द्वारा इस घोषणा पर हस्ताक्षर किए जाएंगे और इसे सरकारी गैजेट में प्रकाशित किया जाएगा। उस दिन से अनुच्छेद 370 के सभी खंड लागू नहीं होंगे सिवाय खंड 1 के नामक तदनुसार पढ़ा जाएगा।
The historic decision to scrap Article 370, detention of top political leaders and their release months later. And now after 2 years, a first major initiative to end the political impasse in Jammu and Kashmir. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be chairing a meeting of all political parties of Jammu and Kashmir on 24th June. The meeting comes in the midst of huge speculation over return of statehood to Jammu and Kashmir. Sources say that the meeting has been called to discuss the delimitation exercise ahead of assembly polls, which could be scheduled in November or early next year. India Today learns that at least 9 parties have been called, but the list could include as many as 16 parties from both Jammu and Kashmir.
3 साल के बाद कोई अगर डायलॉग प्रोसेस होगा तो उस पर विचार जरूर करेगी कांग्रेस पार्टी और कांग्रेस सेंट्रल लीडरशिप इस पर फैसला करेगी।
Former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister and PDP Supremo Mehbooba Mufti confirmed to India Today that she has received an invitation for an all-party meeting with the Prime Minister. But final decision to participate will be taken during party's meeting on Sunday. Significantly, Centre's big outreach comes after NC Chief and Gupkar Alliance head Farooq Abdullah conveyed to his partners that if Centre reaches out, they should engage them. India Today learns that Gupkar Alliance is likely to chalk out a strategy for meeting with Prime Minister Modi.
कुछ concrete सामने आएगा, the invitation will come. उसका format क्या होगा, क्या discussion में है, what is to be done there, किस चीज़ पे बात करनी है. So we will take a call on it and we are open to dialogue.
Dialogue is the essence of democracy, and any such dialogue which is for the welfare of the state of Jammu and Kashmir and its people
is a welcome step.
The recent developments come amid a flurry of activities in the Home Ministry. On Friday, Home Minister Amit Shah carried out a security review meeting a month ahead of the second anniversary of Article 370 abrogation. It now remains to be seen whether the proposed all-party meet will usher in confidence among the Valley's political parties and encourage them to come forward together to chart out the future political course of Jammu and Kashmir.